community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Folks, you are not going to believe what happened. I've done 3,900 of these shows over the past 17 years, and today, for the first time ever, a caller was able to get through in the first segment, and we have Bob on the line. Bob, how are you doing today? Congratulations, my friend. The new Chevy will be delivered to you this afternoon.
Can you hear me?
What can I
okay?
help you with, buddy?
Can you hear me?
You're coming in perfect, just like it was real radio.
Well, I'm kind of excited because I've been studying natural gas since the fall of 2021, and ups and downs, and now I'm really beginning to have some success, and I just love the fact that the bottom was this morning in natural gas, and I'm going to run that baby. And the interesting thing is, now I believe it's Stan Harley that uses the Lucas numbers.
He's the man, yes.
Okay.
He'll be on next week.
He'll love this one. It's this particular trend, this one here, very important, started on December 13th and ran through to this morning, and that's 48 days inclusive. So if you take one day away, it's 47 right there, the key Lucas number. And I'm pretty sure this is a lock this morning. My indicator, I use a saturation indicator, and it did 777s. They only happen once every few months, so it looks good.
Well, I'll tell you, it's made some type of a bottom because we've rallied 30 handles in a matter of just a few hours. So that's the first time we've had a rally like that in quite a while. In fact, I was going to cover it on the second part of this show here to show you that this is the first time. Fact is, you know what I can do since you're on the air, Bob? I'm just going to post it in here to the Tiger Den just to show you, the folks, that that's what I was looking at here today. I'll get it up here. Oh, please tell me I got the right chart. If I don't, I'm going to be upset. No, that's the NASDAQ, and they look at, here it is. This is it. Here's the natural gas. You'll see it over the last several days. I was looking for that bottom to coming in, similar to what you were looking at, but I wanted to show you that the retracements that we're looking at so far are 382. So watch this number up around 350, Bob. That's going to be a real key number because we get through that, the green lights are going to start flashing. So that's going to be very interesting.
I sold 3/4 of my position this morning. I'm still in Boil, BOIL, which is the long volatile ETF. And right now it topped at 522, and I'm expecting a pullback probably to around 470. That's 50% from this morning, which was 424 at 6 in the morning. Wow. And it might not. That's why I keep a quarter. You know, I call it a nugget. I'm hoping if I get real lucky on this one, I'm just going to ride this baby all the way. I don't know if we're going to get. I don't know if we're going to get another Lucas number though.
Hey, I can tell you about luck. Luck is where preparation meets opportunity. And if you keep preparing, you're going to be just fine. So don't even worry about it. Follow your charts, my friend. They'll lead you to the promised land no matter what.
Thanks
Larry,
for the information on
the
really,
Lucas.
I really appreciate you taking my call. I enjoy the heck out of your show.
You were so lucky
to
get through.
Don't ever give up on the stories. They're cool. They're really cool.
Okay. Hey, thanks a lot, Bob. Were you calling from District of Columbia?
Oh yeah, but I keep myself as far from Capitol Hill as possible. If I went any farther, I'd be in the Potomac.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Bob, for calling in. We'll appreciate it.
Have a wonderful day.
You bet. Okay, folks, I wanted to bring to your attention, every time we do these shows, I try to give you information that I think is important. And I wanted to show you this. Yesterday, we were talking about these 382 retracements that were happening in the E-mini S&P. I want to get it up and show you what's happening today because it's happening the same way. These markets repeat over and over. It's just really amazing. There's what we were looking at yesterday. As you can see, the downtrending pattern that was right here. There was your 382 off of that one. Then we came all the way down. That suggested we were going to go below 4,000, and we did. We got down to 39.89, I believe. I still think we're probably going to get a little bit lower, but take a look at this morning, folks. If you like these kind of patterns, and I certainly do, look at what we're watching here today. Now, this is pretty close to being, I did this about an hour ago, I believe, and what we're looking at here today is a possibility of us hitting 40.26. Now, I don't know where it's trading right now, but it's probably pretty close to that. So let's keep an eye on that. Let's just double check to see if I can get a price up here on where we're trading right now. The high has been, really close. The high has only been 40.20. We're at 40.17 right now. So those are the ones that we're sort of paying close attention to this morning. So pay attention to that because that's a really important one. Now, remember, one of the things that we were talking about yesterday was the NASDAQ. And I'm going to, again, these are patterns, and I believe in these patterns so much that they're important enough for me to bring to your attention because I like to watch them and it makes me do the work to see that I'm doing the right thing. But here is the NASDAQ, and as you can see, we've been in a very strong uptrend here. And we've completed, you see the ABCD measured here to 12,060. We went lower than that to 12,030, I believe. We're back up at a bit right now, but we're still below it at that level. The key to this market, if we go back to looking at what we've been talking about all yesterday and today, is to watch the 382 retracements on these things because when you see them, they're really quite phenomenal. Here's the one from yesterday in the NASDAQ, and all we're doing today is looking at the same chart, 15-minute chart, and you're going to be seeing what happened. You see how we remember this important number right here? There's your 12,060. You see how you went below it by a little bit? You hit the 382 once, twice. There it was right after the opening on on Tuesday. That led to the ABCD to the downside, which was right here. We kicked this out. Now the key is right here. If we can make new highs today above that and get into that area, that tells us that we've made some type of a significant bottom. That means that the S&P would be going above 40.26, and that means there may be more of a rally coming in. I am not saying that. I'm saying the trend is down short term. I'm just trying to alert you where the trend might change and give you an opportunity to go short if, in fact, it gets to that spot. That's the whole key of what I'm watching as I'm looking at some of these things. I've had several people ask me about Tom Hugard and who he is and my relations with him. I will cover that the next segment. I met him in 2004. And I'll cover that when we get back from the break. So if you have any questions, 877-927-6648.
Currencies, commodities, and bond markets are as important as ever right now with how they're driving the volatility in equity markets across the globe, which is why it's a great time to try out Teddy Kakestat's Tiger Forex Report. Teddy Kakestat breaks down the Forex markets every Monday using his 30-plus years of experience as a trading veteran of futures, Forex, stocks, and options. Teddy releases his weekly Tiger Forex Report every Monday morning with coverage of all the major currency pairs, including the dollar index, the euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar Swiss, dollar yen, as well as many more, and he also has weekly coverage of the crude oil market and the 30-year T-bonds, as they both influence Forex markets tremendously. When you sign up for the Tiger Forex Report, you also gain instant access to Teddy's 60-minute webinar archive he just hosted, Forex Strategies and Fundamentals, What is Behind the Tiger Forex Report. For all the details and to start your 30-day Tiger Forex Report subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you looking for a way to consistently add winning trades to your portfolio? Tom O'Brien is here to help. Tom O'Brien has been successfully trading markets for over 30 years. A frequent contributor to TD Ameritrade Network and CNBC, Tom O'Brien founded TFNN over 20 years ago to help educate investors just like you. Tom's daily market newsletter, Market Insights, is published every morning when the markets open to give you the competitive informational edge you need to succeed. These newsletters are packed full of Tom's advanced technical analysis and are geared to deliver comprehensive strategies for a successful portfolio. Get Tom O'Brien's newsletter, Market Insights, today and try all of our products and newsletters 30 days risk-free with our money-back guarantee at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, folks, I want to bring to your attention here that we have we just made one standard deviation here in the NASDAQ. That should be our low for the week right down in here. That's why we get much higher than this. We're going to have a chance for a pretty good move to the upside. So we're watching it very closely. This was one standard deviation. Those of you that own the Floor Traders Handbook know how important that is for options things and things like that. Now, the question about Tom Hugard. 2004, Bryce Gilmore was giving a seminar in Las Vegas, Nevada, 3-day seminar, Friday all-day trading from 6 o'clock until 2 in the afternoon, and then teaching on Saturday and Sunday. He had about 50 people from all over the world there. Mark Douglas and I came over from Tucson, and we were there in the room real early in the morning on Friday morning. And Rich Anderson, who was there, came up and said, Larry, he said, Arch is not, or he said, Bryce is not going to be there on Friday morning. And I said, why? He said, well, I was just coming in from my run this morning at 4:30, and he was stumbling out of the cab, and they were helping him. He and his buddies that came over from us, from the Los Angeles area, that were from Australia. There were 5 of them. They were old buddies, drinking buddies. And believe me, they had a good time. Anyway, he told me that he was not going to be able to make it. And so I said, well, I'll take over. Mark said, yeah, you can do this in, heartbeat. I wasn't prepared, so I was just going to do like I normally do, get up there and trade. And we had a great day trading, and we had a lot of fun. He stumbled in about 1 o'clock, and he was still hungover like crazy. And we were laughing about it and stuff. But he said, God, he said, I was hoping you'd be here to help me out. He said, I never thought that I'd miss something like this. And he said, well, we'll be ready tomorrow and stuff. He took everybody out for a very expensive dinner that night. But Tom Hugard was in the room. Tom had run the City Index group for Michael Spencer over in the UK. He was the point man on CNBC. He was on every day giving his summation of the markets and stuff like that. I think he was with him for about 8 or 10 years. But Tom always wanted to be a private trader and go out on his own. Well, he saw me trade that day, and he said, I'm going back to Arizona with you. And, of course, Mark and I had drove over together. So I said, Mark, how do you feel about that? He said, well, I don't mind. So he came over, and he'd spend a day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. He spent about 10 days with us, about 2 weeks. And we introduced him to most of the friends around here and also the ones up in Phoenix that we knew. And so he was really getting a feel for, trading and the environment and stuff like that. And he was pretty good at what he did. Well, he wanted to be a private trader, but he just quite couldn't make it. But in 2008, when the markets were rolling over, if you'll remember, into that bottom in 2009, Michael Spencer said, I'm going to stop advertising on CNBC, and I've sold the company to, I think it was Saxo Bank out of Spain. And he said, you've been with me for so long. He said, I'm going to give you 18 months of pay, because you've been with me and done such a great job over these past years. So you're going to get a year and a half to decide what you want to do. And he called me that day, and I said, well, there's your entrance into the markets, buddy. I said, all you got to do is start knowing what you're doing, and you're going to be on your way. So it was the end of it was about November, I think. Yeah, it was in November of 07. We had this really major cell signal up there, and we were on the phone every day on Skype, and we were selling and buying and selling, and we had a heck of a run all the way down into early March. It was actually I thought the bottom was going to be around February 28th or something like that. It came in on March 5th. Later on, I realized what I had done, where I came a little bit closer to the day. But he made enough then that he really was on his own, and since that time he trades huge amounts. And I have to tell you, folks, with a great deal of excitement, when we do our trading day on May the 8th, Tom's going to be joining us. He's going to be coming on as a cameo appearance, hopefully spend an hour with us telling about it. I posted his article, The Best Loser Wins. It is a book that has now come out. This is the original article. The Best Loser Wins, a book about 250 pages about his trading experiences and why you must be thinking, like a loser. A loser thinks, how much can I lose? Not how much can I win. And boy, he has some humongous days up and some humongous days down, but overall he does incredibly well. So that book is also going to be made available to everyone that attends the day trading session that we're going to do on March the 1st. Let's try that again, Larry. March the 8th between 9 o'clock and 2 o'clock p.m. There's 3 PowerPoint presentations. You'll also get a month of the videos, a month of the newsletter, a month of the daily emails and the videos of all the trades we're doing. All the ones we've done 4 of these in the past. All 4 of them have been quite profitable, some of them extremely so, but they've always covered the cost of admission, which is $295, which is well worth it. Okay, let's get back to the markets here. I just explained to you what was happening in the NASDAQ. Watch the number, folks, of 4026. If we start getting above that, that's telling us that we're going to be looking at something pretty substantial on the downside. Let's try that on the upside, because that bottom that we made in the NASDAQ today, 1 standard deviation down there, you'll notice here that we came within, I had several people say, why aren't you doing that trade? And the answer is, I don't trade the NASDAQ, folks. I haven't traded the NASDAQ in years. Well, a long time. I trade the S&P 99% of the time. Once in a while, I'll do the Dow Jones, but hardly ever do the Russell, and I almost never do the NASDAQ. No reason for it. I've never been hurt in the NASDAQ. It's treated me good. The difference is in the slippage. You can move 600 points in that NASDAQ, which is, it's a considerable amount of money, and you're talking, $1,200. And that's more than my risk factor will take in the S&P. So I use the S&P where I can risk somewhere between 10 and 15 points, which is a lot easier for me on my psychic to do that. So that's what I'm trying to get across to you today, is the fact that that's the reason why I pick certain things over other things. Now, there is another thing that is happening in the market that is very important, and we've been talking about this on the videos. We're going to talk about it on the air here. I want to get it up here to show you because this could be a reason, if there has to be a reason. Of course, with the Fed up there tomorrow, we need to pay attention to this. But here is the Treasury bonds. As you'll notice here, the 61% retracement on the Treasury bond comes in here at 123.11. We got to 123.30 last night, but we didn't go any lower than that. So that's where we've stopped. Now, this is the 618 on the bonds, but the Treasury notes, which is by far 6 times bigger in open interest than the Treasury bonds, are the Treasury notes. And if you look at Treasury notes and get them to look at it, there, you put it up here, you'll see it right there. There is your 61% retracement. We're half a point below it. So be watching this, folks, because if we can look, 13 days down didn't work. We're now down 15 days. So we don't know where the bottom's going to be here. And maybe the bottom's going to be way down on the bottom of this chart, maybe at 110 or something. I don't know. But anyway, this is why we're watching this level, because it's money moving, folks. You know, follow the money, as Bernstein and Woodward said, and that's all the president's men. So that's what we're looking at. 877-927-6648. Billy Ray Valentine, Capricorn.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, the Wolfman, Shane Smolian, just texted me a picture of his intraday biorhythm in the S&P, and it is certainly looking pretty good. So I thought I'd just between us girls, I'll bring up the AI program that I'm looking at today. Hold on one second. And we'll get this up here with a little bit of luck, and we certainly have that on our side today. Put this up here, you'll see that the outlook is for the market to make a low and then begin to rally. Now, you notice here that these lows were, remember, this is related to time, folks. It has nothing to do with price. The time of the high, the time of the low, the time of the high, the time of the low, closing near the high. And did nothing to do with the trend. It has all to do with the time. This is the key time to watch right here, 2 hours before the close, right at the end of this show. If it's making a new high there at 40.26, which is going to be the 382 retracement of this number that we were looking at right here when we started the show. Get this up here and running here, going right now. Al just told me that don't bother to call in during this next segment here because the lines are absolutely just red. You just can't get in anywhere. So anyway, this is the number we're looking at here. That's 40.26. I just checked. Al said a line just opened up. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Al. Anyway, you'll see here at 40.26, 40.28, that's where we want to play the game. Now, remember, we made a low here, and we've rallied pretty good. We're almost 30 handles already. So this is going to be important, folks. If you like 382 retracements, if you like this one right here, this is just like that one. It's just bigger in magnitude. How much do you have to risk there? Well, stop and think. It's a $200,000 contract, right? And guess what? You only have to risk $500 or 10 points. That's not a bad deal. And of course, the profit objective on that we don't know because it has to start to work first before you do anything. Correct? Absolutely. Couple things that need to be covered. First of all, coming across the pond, I was speaking with Tom Hugard this morning several different times, and he informed me that we made a really interesting patterns here in both the FTSE and in the DAX last night. We'll get these up here. You'll see we completed the 3 drive to a top pattern up here, 1.618 expansion. Now, nobody really trades the FTSE because it's basically an index of foreign countries, companies that are domiciled in the UK. That's where their offices are. They don't make products there, but that's where their offices are. But if we look at the German DAX, which everybody knows where Germany is, that's right next to, where is that next to? Switzerland or someplace like that. I don't even remember. I love Germany, and I shouldn't say that. In fact, someone asked me yesterday if I had to pick a country to live in. There's only 2 countries that I would live in besides the United States. Number 1 would be northern Italy, where my ancestors came from, up by near Lake Gordo. Number 2 would be in Bavaria, in Passau, Passau, Germany. That's where they filmed The Sound of Music. They are from Scharding, Austria. That's where they did all the filming there, and that's where that mansion was. But that is just spectacular also. But you can't beat the US of A, baby. If you ever go traveling, one of the greatest feelings you have, and if you don't have this feeling, you're not American. You walk into the passport place there, and it's welcome. You've just entered the United States of America. And if that doesn't choke you up after being gone for 4 or 5 weeks or a month, you're in the wrong business, and you should get a new place to live, Mr. Valentine. But Mr. Valentine is here to stay. The last one, Dr. Copper, from our good friend Rich Anderson. We want to take a look at this. Very, very unusual action yesterday, folks. Dow Jones down 600 points. And look what happened to copper. Straight up. That, folks, that almost never happens. And maybe they need shells or something. I don't know, for the war, whatever it happens to be. But we're almost up to that 61% retracement up there at 422. I don't know how the action was so far today, but it's getting close. That's a beautiful Gartley at that point. So pay close attention to that, because Dr. Copper is not wrong very often. The fact that we went from $5, down to $2.70 and back to $4.90, that's a heck of a run. So there's some to that as far as commodities and things that are going on with that. Now, there's a couple of other charts that I would like to bring to your attention. One of them was with our friend who was on our Bob from DC. We were talking about natural gas. I wanted to bring this up here because I am following natural gas, because we were long that at 286. We were out of that at 276. And my problem was I didn't reverse at 276 because we went down to 210 today, folks. That's 70 handles lower. That's a huge amount of money. Now look at that. The last major high we had back here several days ago was at a 382 retracement. We had a big gap down, and we continued to follow down. Then we've had a big move today. Now, if we can get above this 382, this will be the first time we've had a substantial rally in more than 50 points, and that could be, and I'm just saying could be with a big exclamation point, that might be where the market might be ready to turn. I am going to be waiting for the retracement and a perfect ABCD because, as Gartley said in his book on page 222, wait for the first ABCD in a bull market and buy that. You don't have to pick the bottom. Just wait for that bottom to form by the first ABCD correction, either at the 382, 618, 786, whichever one it is. That's the one you want to look for. That puts the odds in your favor, 70% in your favor, plus the payoff is 3-to-1. And sometimes many fold more than that. I'm not saying you're going to get all of it, but at least those are the kind of odds that you want to take. You don't get those odds in Las Vegas. That slot machine says you have no way of beating me. I've taken in $1.2 million more than I've given out, right? All it's showing you is 3 sevens. You get 3 sevens, you win 4 quarters. I mean, hello, operator. That's not a good deal. No way, Jose. Now, I want to go through a couple of charts. Very important, okay? We got plenty of time to do this. So if you still want to call in, Al said there's still a blinking line there. 877-927-6641. And as we reach over to the old Bitcoin thing, we're going to be talking about coin. I think it's coins. I don't know what the darn name of the thing is here. I think it's Coinbase. Yes, this is Coinbase over a long period of time here. You know, the opening indication here. Went to 400, went all the way down here, made a 382 retracement, then had this humongous rally up to the 78% level. That's when Bitcoin was trading at 67,000, and John Jameson was screaming, get out, get out, get out, wherever you can, get out, get out. And it went from 66,000 down to 16,000. So very, very interesting here. Now you'll notice this. 382 retracements all the way down. You can see them. I marked them off. But look, for the first time, we've made a 61% retracement off of the last 382s that we made back here. So the first thing you want to do as a trader, and this is what we're going to be doing on the day trading thing, is to try to set trades like this up. We're going to blow it up and look at it over the last 6 months so we get a really clear view. And I don't trade this stuff. Never owned a crypto. Don't plan to own a crypto. Anyway, not that they listen, folks. If you think the cryptos are, a tulip bulb, my hat is off to you. But you're fading the finest minds in the world, folks. Those people at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange that make these decisions on what things are going to be contracts for, those people, they do their homework and they've got super big brains behind it. So if they have it listed as a commodity or whatever it is, a cryptocurrency, don't fade it, because that means there must be something there. That's how I look at it. And I'm just an old country boy out here in Tucson, Arizona, where we just had a hailstorm. The wind was so heavy, folks, it blew the cover off of the barbecue pit. I mean, that takes a lot. And it threw one of the chairs into the glass window. Fortunately, it didn't break. Hey, we're going to take a break here. 877-927-6648. Stay tuned for an update on Coinbase.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, we're back. We're talking about Coinbase here. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's listed, so it must be something important. You'll notice here that we have a Gartley forming here at $45. It's currently trading at $58. That's 22% higher than where it is right now. Now, if we get down here in the next week or two, hopefully take at least a week to get there, at 45, that's going to be a really low-risk buying opportunity right there. I mean, you got an ABCD right at a 78% level. Very easy to do. Now, we're coming very close to one of our numbers here. If you remember, just a tiny bit ago, I posted the chart of my AI program showing you what we were looking at as far as where the market should start to move. Now, what I'm going to show you is the fact that this particular time that we're coming in right here, this is what we call, it's an inversion. It's a place where the harmonic numbers flip around, and all I did was I have a function that inverts it, and so I'm just going to bring it in and show you what I'm looking at, because I'm potentially looking at a market that is coming in right at a 382 retracement up here at 40.26 within the next hour, as you can see. And that's what we're looking at here. If we get above 40.35, it's going to be wrong, but between 40.26 and 40.28 is where it should start to roll over for. Now you can see it's not too bad, because it caught this little move right here. It caught this tiny little move right here. And basically what this is just looking at millions of integers per second. And it's really amazing what it does. It just lays it out to where the numbers are supposed to turn intraday. And the way it does it is, it does it by a skip of the beat. What happened on Monday should happen on Wednesday. What happened on Tuesday should happen on Thursday. And all it does is it flips back and forth, back and forth. The market does the same thing every day. Nothing more, nothing less. Does the same thing all the time. Let's take a look at some of the stocks that we've been talking about over the past weeks here. First of all, we're going to take a look at Mr. Elon Musk's company, Tesla. And as you can see here, we've been talking about this. The big ABCD measured to 109. The low was 106. It rallied up to the 382 of the whole move, which was a 100% move off of the bottom in 1 month. Heck of a move. Can you imagine if the NASDAQ would have moved 100% in 1 month? Heck of a move. Now let's take a look at a couple others. We're going to look here at Goldman Sachs. Now remember, we talked about that banking index quite a bit, and we're still following that through the eyes of Jim Bartolone, and you'll get that up here to take a look at it. And there we are. There was the 78% level in the Goldman Sachs, right up there after 13 up days. And look, we leave a big gap down here a couple days ago. Now we're going to find out where the support's going to come in here, if any comes in here in this area here. It will take a few days, I would imagine, to get down to that level. So that was Goldman Sachs. And the other one that we want to look at here was Mr. Appel, who's down by the well. And that's been a beautiful one. And, of course, Amazon, I think, is probably the best example of ABCD that you could ever pick to go into a textbook. We'll cover that next. But you can see here Apple, beautiful. Look at this ABCD. ABCD comes right down. The measures to right to this level here. We went $2 below it, folks. And then we rallied all the way up to that 150 level, 61%. Okay, absolute perfect. And then you can see you had a 1, 3, 5 pattern at that time. And I marked this off as the 382 right in here, around 139, folks. Because if we get to that level and it holds, that could be very, very bullish. And that's all I'm looking at. And I'm sticking to it. Remember, we've got the Fed tomorrow talking, and then on Friday we have the GDP figures, and they always make things jump around quite a bit. Now we're going to take a look here at Mr. Amazon. Always, this has been probably the most harmonic of all the big stocks that we've had here. They're all really close, but this one is, you could write 2 textbooks about this stock. And we were saying that, look at this ABCD, A, B, C, D. Not only that, but look at this. It goes right down to the number here, which is 81 5/8, I believe, or 81.68 or something like that. The low was 81.38. And from there, we went all the way up here. Look at this. That's a huge move. Look at the beautiful A, B, C, D. This is a big move up here to that 190 level. Now we're coming down. Yesterday in Amazon, we hit the 61% retracement. And that was with the market being down quite a bit. And of course, it's up a tiny bit today. So this may be the low in Amazon. So you want to kind of watch that. That's the main thing. If you look at this from a head and shoulders standpoint, you've got the left shoulder over here. You've got the right shoulder over here, head right here. The right shoulder is higher than the left shoulder by a substantial amount. It's also sitting exactly at the 61% retracement. If you want to buy a stock that's got everything going for it, you buy where Amazon is right now, and you put your stop $1 below yesterday's low. And you can't ask for anything better than that. It's risk control at its finest, as they say in the trade here at Duke and Duke. And the Fed will be speaking today in 15 minutes. So get ready. It's going to be early today. I thought it was tomorrow, but it's today, and I think partially tomorrow. But they will be speaking in 15 minutes. So get ready to see some rocking and rolling, which we always see. I'm going to stick with that 40.28 level in the S&P. Let's just see if we get there. And that'll be the big daddy rabbit, and we'll see if it's going to hold it. Where are we at now? We're at, we're still up around that 40.20 level. Not too much going on with that one. So it's very, very important. There is a economic calendar that is out there, but unfortunately, I don't have that. I might have it. Billy just sent it to me. Just give me a second, folks, and I'll see if I can get that economic. We can get these from just about anybody, I believe, but let's just. Oh, I've got to download it. Maybe it'll download easily. I'll have to wait and see, folks. I actually, I really don't. I don't look at these things very much. Oh, it's too small to read, Billy. Sorry. But you can get it if you go to economic calendar, and then you should be able to get it. Tells you what's going on. And I'm always the last one to know. They never give me any inside information. And you know what, boys and girls? I don't want it and I don't need it, because I can do one thing and it's all I need. AB equals CD, Curly. AB equals CD is what it's all about. You can do what you want, you can do what you shout, but it's ABC is what it's all about. I is a poet and don't know it. I makes it rhyme every time. 877-927-6648, and we have one other one to cover here. And if I can find it, I'm going to bring it up. And the $64 question is, oh, no, I can't find it. The son of a gun. Well, where did it go? Can't find it. Anyway, keep an eye, folks, on 40.26, 40.28 in the S&P. Very, very important number in here. And remember, today's low, if we go below today's low, in the NASDAQ, which is one standard deviation, that is going to be, how do you say it in the trade? Super negative. So watch that. And, it doesn't take long with somebody saying something about interest rates to make these markets, jump up and down. So that's what I'm looking at here today. I certainly hope that helps, and we'll get some ideas of some of the other things. If you have any questions, 877-927-6648. Tomorrow we're going to have Michael Moore of Moore Analytics will be our guest. Friday, Peter Elides of Stock Market Cycles. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com and hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com and hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, we're back, folks, and I just posted a chart of the E-mini S&P showing you that 40.26, 40.28 area, 382. But I also want to bring up the NASDAQ because for the third time today, we just hit the third time we've hit the 382 retracement. There's the first time, second time, third time. This is actually perfect because I didn't reset this. And now you'll see if we reset that, that would tell you that the marginal new high that we made right here was nothing more than a perfect 382 of that whole thing down. So this is the thing. We've got a caller coming in. Oh my gosh, 2 people in one day get through. And who would it be? It must be from the North Pole. It must be Santa himself, and it's Michael from Florida. What can I help you with, my friend?
Hey there, Larry. How you doing? I just want to see if there's another point where we could anchor this to get a 382 at a higher level that would still be valid, like from the February 14th or February 15th high.
Yes.
February 14th on the ES Mini, from the February 14th high was a 4186.50 before the open.
That's correct. We could certainly do that. But when I'm day trading, Michael, I just go over the last 3 or 4 days to give me an area, because if we start going back that far, the distance that you're looking at here is about 40 points. And that's a little bit beyond my risk factor. So if I can keep the last 3 days and see where the 382s are within that context, that tells me what I really need to know. I hope that helps. It's all about risk control. You're right about the numbers. There's no question about that. And you should do those numbers, because that tells you where the major points are. And believe me, on a day like the Fed, I should have already done that. But in fact, I didn't. So that's my bad.
I'm wondering, so we have a point, which one would be used? I have a point on February 15th,
the highest one
at 4167.
4190. Take 4190, 4167. Those are the two.
Okay, there's one. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks for calling in, Michael. Appreciate it, my friend. Bye-bye.